This will be volume 89 of my rap album update. You know what I'm saying? Y'all guys must know the deal. Y'all guys must know I'm gonna be reviewing classic hip hop albums nonstop. You know, it's midnight right now. You know, it's around 12. But anyways, I'm gonna be reviewing another classic hip hop album tonight. Another mafioso hip hop album. It's a gem. To many, a lot of people would consider this the greatest hip hop album of all time. There's no right or wrong answer to that. I think this album right here is definitely an important, part in hip hop history, especially in New York hip hop around the time period. You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely a top 10 album. It's a hip hop masterpiece. You know what I mean? Coming from the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. The album we're talk about for the night will have to be, yeah, y'all. This album right here. Raekwon's first solo debut album, only built for Cuban Linx, released in 1995. I mean, what more has been said that's not already been said about this album right here? Classic, man. Like, all my hip hop heads must know about this album right here. Like, this is an album that you should must own in your collection. If you don't, then something is very wrong with you. Like this is a masterpiece of an album. You know, one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. You know, Raekwon coming from, the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. Like I said, a lot of people consider this as the best Wu-Tang solo album of all time. I'm not mad at that. It's definitely, a fire-ass album, saying like the storytelling, the lyricism, the production, the subject matter was on point. You know what I mean? It was definitely like a groundbreaking album for its time, especially for mafioso hip hop. I mean, Cool G Rap, he started the whole mafioso trend, but Raekwon pretty much perfected it with this album right here, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you had other albums like, Nas, It Was Written, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, Biggie, Life After Death, AZ, Do or Die, Cool G Rap 456, Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth, CNN, The War Report, The Firm album, Royal Flush, Girl, Millionaire. So the mafioso era of hip hop around like the mid to late 90s, man, was on a roll. But this album right here was like the Bible when it comes to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like RZA in his prime on the production. You know, just an all-time amazing album. Like not one bad song on here. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter if you had this album on CD, vinyl, or cassette tape. You should must own this in your collection. If you don't, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. The singles that I was known for Incarcerated Scarfaces, Heaven and Hell. That was like the first single off the album. Criminology, Rain Days, and Ice Cream. Those are the singles. And I would say Glaciers of Ice, and it has a video for that as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Y'all guys must know who Raekwon is, you know what I mean? Member of, the Wu-Tang and things of that nature. Around the time when this album was coming out, Wu-Tang was just, fresh off the success of Enter the 36 Chambers in 1993. And once the album came out, you know what I mean, everybody in the Wu just pretty much had like, solo deals, you know what I mean, and start coming out with their own solo projects, to keep the Wu-Tang name going. So you had Method Man first in line with Takao in 1994. Then a year later, Old Dirty Bastard dropped his first album. Ray dropped this album right here. Jizza dropped Liquid Swords 96. Ghostface dropped the Iron Man album. Inspector Deck was supposed to come out with an album around time period, but due to the flood, it kind of fucked it up for him. And I would say RZA with the Gravediggers album that came out in 1994 too, even though that's like a super group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but this album right here, you know what I mean? Like, this is like part of like the first generation of Wu-Tang solo albums, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 1995 was such a strong year for hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of dope material was coming out that year, you know what I'm saying? And you had this album, Mobb Deep, the infamous Pac, Me Against the World, AZ, Do or Die, like I said, Smith and Wesson, The Shining, Bone Thugs, E99 Eternal, like so many great albums, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this, like, the contender of the album of the year, pretty much, of that time, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, this is mafioso hip hop at its finest, you know what I mean? Like, I could just go on and on about this album, you know what I'm saying? Like, from beginning to end, you know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, like the album was produced mainly by RZA. He's like the executive producer. He's like the brainchild of the album, like the when it comes to like the sound, the direction, everything. You know what I'm saying? You got Ghostface on this album, like his little collaborator, like the co-star. It kind of like plays out like a movie in a type of way. You know what I mean? Like the this like watching Scarface in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how great this album is. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got Ghostface as the co-star of the album. You know, Ray and Ghost. Whenever those two get together, it's like a match made in heaven, pretty much. Nas, he's on this album. And by the way, in case you didn't know, Nas was like the first, you know, MC to collaborate with Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? The first non-official Wu-Tang member to be on like a Wu-Tang solo, a Wu-Tang project. I mean, pretty much. Who else? Method Man, Inspector Deck, and pretty much the whole Wu is on this album, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just pretty much kept in a family. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this album cover looks like classic, iconic album cover right here. I love the whole orange and red, the orange background with the Wu logo. See Ray and Ghost. Very dope. This album cover screams 1995, like the summer '95. And this came out around the time when the whole East versus West shit was just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Got the back. Actual CD. The back. Just a plain jewel case. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I always got to say that when they actually was working on this album in Barbados, but the problem is they said that the racism was so crazy down there, so they just pretty much. I forgot the whole story about that. I gotta look because I remember reading about that like a couple years ago that they was wanting to work. They was wanting to Ray and them was wanting to record this album like in Barbados, but the racism was an issue down there, so you know what I mean. This album cover right here. Sorry for rambling on. Back. See Raekwon in the kitchen cooking up that shit with the jewels. You know what I'm saying? Open it up. It's got this very dope ass picture of the Wu-Tang. Dope ass pictures. See Ray and Ghost right here. Got the Wu Wear merchandise. Track listing. Production credits. Shout outs. Thank yous. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Okay. That was the booklet. Let's get down to nitty gritty. All right. Track number 1, Striving for Perfection. Very dope intro right here. You know what I mean? Like, just it just plays out like a movie, like a very dope opener for a film. You know what I mean? Like a mafioso type movie. You hear Ray and Ghost is talking, like you hear like the dope ass, score. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang was known for like sampling those dope Chinese, kung fu flicks from back then in the early days. You know what I'm saying? Like this was very dope. Like it's just really like set you in the mood for what this album's gonna be about. You know what I mean? Pretty much. And that's how I appreciate about this. Track number 2, Knuckleheads. That features Ghostface and You God. Very dope song right here. Great way to start the album. Definitely love that beat. Love the piano by RZA. That dun 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 dun. Ray and Ghost did their thing. Me personally, I think You God had the best verse, in my opinion. I know a lot of people sleep on You God. He's like the least favorite member of the Wu-Tang. It's him, a Master Killer, but I feel like You God's a very dope lyricist in his own right. I mean, he ain't the best member of the. I mean, they all dope, but he definitely there's some songs he definitely did his thing, especially on the Wu-Tang Forever album. I thought he definitely killed shit on that one. But this verse right here, I was definitely amazed by him on his joint right here. Definitely a dope ass joint right here. Definitely one of my favorites off this album. You know what I'm saying? Track number 3, Knowledge God. That was like a Ray solo track. One of my favorites off this album right here. Ray just spitting that, 5%, knowledge on this joint right here. Cause Wu-Tang, they're like, 5%ers and shit like that. I definitely love the wisdom that Ray gave on this track right here. Just pretty much, spitting that street knowledge, over a dope ass beat by RZA. You know what I'm saying? I thought that shit was so ill. You know what I'm saying? Track number 4, Criminology featuring Ghostface. Oh my fucking God. Yo, when I heard this song, I just lost my shit. I was like, what the fuck was RZA was on when he was making this beat? Like, the Scarface sample, the video was dope. You see Ghostface with the robe on his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like I said, whenever Ray and Ghost get on a track together, man, those two just fucking body shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely one of my probably like my favorite song or the album. You know what I mean? Like, this song right here is this classic material. You know what I mean? Like, very dope video. Definitely one of my favorite RZA beats of all time. Whenever this song comes on, man, I just fucking lose my goddamn mind. I mean, this is like RZA in his prime. I'm talking about like when RZA was on that grimy, dark, twisted shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ray and Ghost, those two just teaming up, you know what I mean? They definitely killed this shit, you know what I mean? Just that mafioso language on this track right here, you know what I'm saying? But with a Wu-Tang twist, you know what I'm saying? Track number 5, Incarcerated Scarfaces. Adele's a single, there's a video for that. Classic. One of my favorites off this album too, you know what I'm saying? Love the beat by RZA, Raekwon, that 1-2 punch flow that Ray gives you, like that bob and weave flow. The way he spit is so unique, you know what I'm saying? And trivia about this song too. Incarcerated Scarfaces, this was originally supposed to be a track for GZA, because you gotta understand, they was working on this album and Liquid Swords around the same time. You know what I mean? Both albums came out the same year. And I did a review on that album like a couple years ago, so check it out. Classic album, by the way. I could definitely hear GZA on this shit, but Ray definitely did this joint justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a anthem right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I ain't even watched the game, brother. It's all good. Yeah, like, yeah, Incarcerated Scarfaces, man. This is definitely a timeless song right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like this joint right here is nuts. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing much to say about this joint right here. Just, spitting that braggadocious shit, rages, doing what he does best. Stuff like the top 5 song of the album, you know what I'm saying? Definitely a top 5 song of the album. Yeah, classic. Track number 6, Raining Days, featuring Ghostface and Blue Raspberry. Oh, this is a very interesting song. This is pretty much talking about the trials and tribulations of a street hustler in a way, like what he have to do to survive and eat. And like, hustling is pretty much a way out of the ghetto. I mean, we had, we sometimes, we make it out, sometimes we don't. You know what I mean? Like, we end up having the ups and downs as a street hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have his rainy days pretty much, and it has his sunny days. You know what I'm saying? But this was definitely like a very dark song off this album right here. You know what I'm saying? Blue Raspberry, she was like a singer affiliated with Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? She definitely did her thing on that joint right here. And there's a Diamond D and Mr. Dalvin remix. That was dope, but the original is where it's at for me when it comes to this song right here. But this is definitely a dope ass joint right here. You know what I'm saying? Track number 7, Guillotine Swords, featuring Ghostface, Inspector Deck, and GZA. Another one of my favorite songs of this album right here. Like, a very dope posse cut. You know what I mean? Like, Inspector Deck, started off with a bang. Ghostface killed it. Raekwon killed it. In my opinion, I think GZA had the best verse. Like, I could definitely hear this on like Liquid Swords. Like, this is such an amazing song. Like, you just can't go wrong with this shit. Like, this is back when Wu-Tang was just unstoppable, and this track explains. You know what I'm saying? Track number 8, yeah, that was Guillotine Swords. Definitely love that beat. That dun 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 dun. Oh my, Yo, RZA, man. Like, in my opinion, some of RZA's best production is on this album right here. Like, I miss this RZA, man. I know y'all can relate to me though, but anyways, that was Guillotine Swords. Track number 8, Can It Be Also Simple, a remix that features Ghostface. This is like a remix of Can It Be Also Simple off 36 Chambers. This is a dope remix, but I prefer the original version because the original version it just hits home. You know, very dope video directed by Hype Williams. Nothing to it. Very dope. Track number 9, the Shark Niggas Biters. This was a very infamous skit because if you listen to it, Biggie, Ray and Ghost, they was actually throwing shots at Biggie. I spoke about this when I did a review on Life After Death like last week, but like I said, they got at Biggie for biting off Nas' Illmatic album cover, Ready to Die. Like I said, I explained the whole situation. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. On my Life After Death album review, pretty much went into whole detail about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that comes to track number 10, Ice Water, featuring Ghostface and Capadonna. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs of this album too, man. I love the Bing Crosby sample. Like RZA was using obscure samples at the time that nobody else was using. Ghostface did his thing, so is Raekwon. Capadonna, this Capadonna's introduction to the world. You know what I mean? Like, he definitely, had a dope ass verse on this joint right here. Like, I definitely love this song right here. You know what I mean? Ice Water. This is probably like my most replayed song off this album, pretty much when every time I listen to it. Like, it just has that atmospheric signature Wu-Tang vintage sound. You know what I mean? That we all know and love. You know what I mean? That's a classic song right here. Track number 11, Glaciers of Ice, featuring Ghostface, Master Killer, Blue Raspberry, and 60-Second Assassin of Sons of Man. Another atomic bomb. I mean, like, niggas sleep on Master Killer, but Master Killer did his thing on his joint as well. But Ray and Ghost, man, those two just go neck to neck as usual. They're like the stars of this shit right here. Love the beat. Classic. Now, we about to get to track number 12 with the fucking Verbal Intercourse featuring Nas. Ghostface. Yeah, Nas and Ghostface, man. Like, this is Nas during the Nas Escobar era. It was written era, man. One of Nas's best verses, period. Like, I feel like he was a better lyricist than he was on Illmatic during this era. This track shows. Ray and Ghost did a thing as usual, but Nas, man, his verse was just so vivid. Like, that was like a hip-hop quotable in the Source magazine. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga was hungry during that period. And by the way, King's Disease Part 3, that's a very dope album, by the way. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas he's back again. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely one of my favorite songs of this album. One of my favorite Nas verses ever. One of my favorite collabs he did. You know what I mean? Especially during that time period. Like, yo, this joint right here is nuts. Like, this is a classic song right here. Yeah, definitely a classic. Oh, I could go on and on about this song right here. I love the beat by RZA. Again, like, RZA was he just couldn't do no wrong during this period. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he's definitely in my top 5 producers. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was Verbal Intercourse, classic joint right here. And this joint right here, and Eye for Now on Mobb Deep, the infamous, definitely, 2 back-to-back posse cuts right there. Classics, you know what I mean? Yeah, but that was Verbal Intercourse. Track number 13, Wisdom Body. This was a Ghostface soul track. Very dope song right here. Ghostface just went in on this shit right here. You know what I mean? There's nothing to it. He was just the co-star of this album, but he had to, give his little, 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Just definitely wreck shop. Ghostface is ill with it. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely a dope-ass joint. Track number 14, Spot Rushes. probably the most slept on song off this album. Very dope storytelling from Raekwon, just pretty much, like, just pretty much telling a story from a point of view of a drug dealer who pretty much, just had like beef with some out of towner who was trying to like take over his spot and trying to like do some robbery and shit like that, but the shit didn't really go well. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't really hear too many people talk about this joint when it comes to like this album right here. You know what I mean? Like Spot Rushes, it kind of gets like, overshadowed, overlooked when it comes to like certain songs of this album, but I definitely enjoy this song. Track number 16, no, track number 15, excuse me, Ice Cream, featuring Ghostface, Method Man, and Capadonna. Everybody know about this song right here. This was single. Giving a shout to the fly honeys, the ladies, you know what I mean? Just, comparing like the ice cream flavors, Method Man on the chorus. Capadonna fucking killed it. Rated this thing. Ghostface started off. Loved the beat, the drums by RZA. It just give you that summertime vibe to it, like summertime in New York City around the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is definitely a fucking banger. Love Ice Cream. Track number 16, Wu Gambinos. Oh yes, this is another bloody posse cut featuring Ghostface again, Method Man, RZA, and Master Killer. Yo, man, when Wu-Tang get together and do a posse cut, man, you already knows what's up, man. It's gonna be on a whole new lyrical expedition when it comes to them. Meth killed it. RZA did his thing, definitely dope. So is Master Killer and Ray and Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was Wu Gambinos. And it comes to track number 17, Heaven and Hell, featuring Ghostface. This is actually the first single off the album. This song actually came out in 1994. This actually appeared on the Fresh soundtrack along with GZA, I Got Your Back. So this was like a very dope, it's like when this song right here, you kind of get a taste of what Raekwon's solo album is going to be like with this joint right here, pretty much. Very dope song, very dope video, you know what I mean? Classic. And the last track number 18, North Star Jewels. This song actually appears on the CD only. If you have the cassette tape on the album, it don't have that song. But if you have the actual CD, it's like a bonus track. This features Papa Wu, may God rest his soul. Just spitting, some wisdom, kicking knowledge to Ray and shit like that. Very dope song. Great way to end the album. Oh man, by far a masterpiece of an album, classic, one of the best ever. Definitely my favorite Wu-Tang album, along with Method Man's Cow and GZA Liquid Swords and Ghostface's couple of albums, and Dirty, what I'm saying, his first album. Like this album right here definitely paints a picture of how New York was like back in 1995. You know what I mean? Like Ray was hungry on this album. Ghostface, was killing shit. RZA on the production was fucking crazy. Dope lyricism, dope guest appearances, picked the right singles. It was like a well-constructed album. This is how you create a debut album. A lot of people would debate this album or Illmatic as the greatest hip-hop album of all time. I'm not mad at that because I love both albums. But this album right here, man, is like, this album's like Illmatic on steroids. That's how I look at it, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like this is like mafioso hip hop at its finest. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really pick back up until Griselda came out. A couple years later down the line, they brought that back to the forefront. You know what I mean? You could tell they was definitely influenced by this album. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. If I had to give this album rating, I'm giving this a 10 mic. 10 mics all the way. Like, it's just a perfect album. You know what I mean? Like, it's no skippable songs. Just everything just flows it just flows very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and Only Built for Cuban Linx Part 2, that was good too. But this album right here, man, like, nothing's fucking with this album at all. I'll put this up against any hip hop album you could think of right now. Any classic hip hop album you could think of right now, and this shit will win. Like, for real, like, yeah, Ray was in his bag. Like Ray was his, it was his turn to drop a solo album, and he came out the gate with a classic. You know what I'm saying? Like not other many artists could do that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like their debut album. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a fucking timeless album. It's a must-own collection. If you have this on CD, vinyl, cassette tape. If you're not a fan of hip hop, you should must own this album collection. So if you're a fan of Raekwon, fan of Wu-Tang, RZA, mafioso hip hop, East Coast hip hop, mid-90s mafioso shit, then or a fan of anything that came out, like Loud Records at the time, they was just putting out classic material. Shout to Loud Records, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is Raekwon, only built for Cuban Linx, released in 1995. Must cop, definitely a classic. That was it for volume 89 of my rap album update. Have a good night, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it. Salute.